Okay, I gotta thank you subscribers again, because without you guys, I never would have watched this movie.
But vampires aren't real.
Oh, yes, they are. And you know they are.
Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. I just wanted to jump on here quick. I'm just going to run out the door here in a minute to go down to Odyssey Records. They're doing a screening of the movie The Stuff. I've seen that movie. I honestly don't know how many times I've watched that flick over the years. I actually own a bunch of copies, but I've never seen it on the big screen. So Odyssey Records is doing it tonight, so I'm excited. But I had a bunch of you guys message me and ask me if I could talk about this movie or if I'd seen it. I hadn't seen it. But I'm all about the subscribers, so I found it and I watched it and I thought it was pretty damn good. Again, if you guys want to message me at all, with some suggestions, I've got my links in the description box down below for, just jump on Instagram. Actually, a lot of you message me on Instagram, but my Facebook is there as well. I have a group page, Happywax TV, so just jump on either one of those if you got something you want me to watch or talk about. And I do my very best to respond to everybody. So sometimes it's a little overwhelming, but it is what it is. But you guys wanted me to talk about this movie tonight. I'm just going to tell you straight off the hop, this is what low budget movies are about. I've always said you need a couple of things to make your low budget movie good. A well-written story. If you can find some good actors, good acting is obviously a must. And then, you have to have some sort of a good direction. And Sean Nichols Lynch, this is his first feature-length film. He's got a bunch of shorts out, but this is his first crack at, like a full-length feature. And I think he pulled it off for the most part. I mean, this movie's not perfect. There are some spots in the second act where it kind of bogs down. But again, this feels like an hour to maybe an hour 10 length movie, and they've stretched it out to an hour 20. I know distribution companies probably want you to hit that certain mark, and I'm guessing it's around the 120 mark. And that's what they did here. Other than the second act being a little slow, this is a great flick. I mean, the conversations between the two lead actors, here, let me read the synopsis. A struggling vampire romance novelist must defend herself against real-life vampires during Christmas in Lake Tahoe. Okay, so basically it stars Denise Cisneros. I hope I didn't butcher your name. She plays Olivia. Again, she's this vampire romance novelist, and there's a bang at her door. Okay, it's Christmas time in Lake Tahoe. She's there by herself. I believe she lives in her mom's old house who has passed away. Okay, there's a smash at the window. She goes outside and there's this bat laying on the ground. Okay, it's all messed up. So she picks it up, goes inside, Googles how to look after her, how to nurse a wounded bat, sticks it in the garage, and then starts to look after it. So the next day she goes in there, and this bat has turned into a person, which is a vampire, which is Luke, who is played by Nico Bellamy. And I'll tell you, the conversations these two have back and forth are great. Now, I will say this, okay? When I watched the trailer for it, and I saw this character, Luke, who is kind of the lead vampire, I thought, oh God, please do not turn this into a Twilight film. But rest assured, they don't. Now, he's an attractive man, okay? I'm going to give him that. Okay, he's kind of got that Brad Pitt Interview with a Vampire look to him. But there's blood and gore in this movie, and it's nothing Twilight-ish at all. So you don't have to worry about that. I was actually impressed with how much gore is actually in this movie. It's not like crazy amounts, but it's enough to just help the movie along, because we are dealing with vampires. I know a lot of times when for me especially, when I watch a vampire flick, I'm so used to seeing vampires now, that are like 30 Days of Night style vampires and stuff. So it takes a lot for me to invest in a movie like this, where they're just like people who look like you and I. But I mean, realistically, if what's a vampire supposed to look like? I highly doubt that they're all going to be gothed up and all this other stuff. And this is it. This is probably what they're going to look like, just like you and I, only they have the fangs, right? So anyways, she nurses him back to health. They kind of become friends. I like this character of Olivia because she's never really afraid of him. There are scenes where she gets intimidated kind of by him, but she's never really truly afraid. I think she's fascinated with them because this is what she kind of revolves her career and her life around, is vampires and novels about them. So, I mean, it's absolutely fascinating now that she has one in her garage. So, but there's two other vampires that are coming after her, plus Vernon Wells, who plays Julius King, who's kind of the Van Helsing type character who actually wounded him, is coming after him as well. And I mean, Vernon Wells is awesome. I mean, we all know who Vernon Wells is.
You can run, but you can't hide.
And I actually had the pleasure of meeting him years ago at Shockstock. And the guy, I'll tell you, he is just as fascinating in real life as he is on screen. And he gives a good performance in this. And I don't know, I don't have much really negative to say about this movie other than the second act just seemed kind of drawn out. Now, again, you have to understand this is like ultra low budget, probably, you know, going into the micro budgeted style movies, but it's got enough twists and turns. The third act really does pick up. There's some blood and some guts, and it's nice to see how they changed this Olivia character from this quiet kind of, you know, reclusey character into this vampire hunter almost at the end. But I don't want to ruin the, you know, the ending for you and stuff. I mean, some of it's in the trailer, so. But I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah, to give it a rating, I'll probably give it a really strong 6.5. Listen, this is what ultra low budget is supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, it's got good direction. It's got a fairly decent story with enough twists and turns in it to keep you interested. There's gore in it. It's practical gore too, which is fantastic. I'm really glad they went that route as opposed to CGI. So everything in this movie is practical. The vampire effects and the gore are all practical, so bravo for that. And I mean, the acting, nothing seems really forced. There's a couple scenes with some of the vampires that are kind of cringy a little bit, just the way some of them act, or a couple of them act. But if you can look past that, I mean, the gelling between Olivia and Luke really does work. None of their lines feel forced. I don't know if they were allowed to improvise some of their lines, but they never seemed like they were reading lines, and that's what makes good acting, is if you just kind of gel with each other. And that's in here, and I really did enjoy this movie. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end it there. The movie is called Red Snow. It's out now. I highly recommend this movie. Thank you for the subscribers that asked me to talk about this flick. I really did enjoy it. I have another movie coming, or a review coming out in the next day or two, that this movie was just fucking bananas when I watched it. It's called Death to Metal, and holy shit, is that low budget gold. So I've got that review coming as well. But anyways, guys, Red Snow, it's out now. To give it a rating, probably a 6.5. Make sure you check it out. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought, guys. If you haven't, definitely go rent it. Then come back and let me know what you think. And until next time, guys, stay scared.